The journey began with Dungeons and Dragons, where we created characters and formed the excellent A Alliance to unite our strengths. After several losses of limbs and a marriage proposal, we moved on to the crowded villages of RuneScape, where more blood was shed. But fresh meat was rewarded. Next, Quest Atlantis made us feel safe as we learned about creating educational quests while helping the Atlanteans. We had a blast creating creatures in Spore. Finally, WoW fell upon us, and we still strive to reach level 4 before meeting our deaths or Dr. Ludgate this final week of gaming. Yeehaw!
Welcome to the discussion panel on gaming. I'd like to ask each one of you a few questions relating to this month's class. Okay, the first question is, what did you learn in weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4? What did you think of the games in this course? And how would you change your educational delivery to include gaming? What would you change, if anything, in this course? And lastly, what was your favorite part of the course?
Let's head into the coffee shop and discuss our answers. We'll start with George.
Specifically, I've learned, among many things, how role-playing can be an integral part of any gaming and learning environment. Role-playing helps one develop as a strategist and thinker. It also aids in ensuring exactness, engagement, and focus, and can also help overall with maintaining classroom management. Week 2 allowed an opportunity for introspection and consideration of my own teaching style, how RuneScape might be used as an assessment measurement, certain character traits necessary within a successful gaming environment like teamwork, cooperation, and practice are also excellent considerations for an academic music class setting. In addition to the fun and excitement of being able to create a character within Spore, Quest Atlantis in Week 3 presented, I believe, constructivism at its best. Students in safe, protected environments are able to work individually or collectively on educationally fashioned quests that necessitate and require involvement and participation, so students are actively benefiting and contributing from each learning occasion. During Week 4, we were able to interact with Dr. Bron Stuckey, a leading authority within the areas of educational research, technology, and consultation, among other areas. We had an opportunity to engage in meaningful dialogue among some of the potential ways in which Quest Atlantis might be incorporated within the classroom. Additionally, we've been able to experience and interactively play World of Warcraft with both our course and program directors and create final projects that represent culminating thoughts concerning the research that we've been able to conduct during our entire course. I appreciate the fact that, first of all, we were able to play games that are internationally recognized within the umbrella of interactive gaming. With this in mind, I've enjoyed every single game that I've played, and I also appreciate the fact that I've been able to come away from my comfort zone and grow in familiarity level. Many students play these games, so it is simply, if for no other reason, wise to be able to have a point of view concerning what children and students of all ages are already engaged in. My educational delivery will grow to incorporate role-playing, as I mentioned during our Week 1 assignment, creatively finding ways within a gaming environment in which children can actively be the musical concept that we might be studying. When discussing music notes, for example, perhaps play a racing game in which teams of students work together to physically create different notes with their bodies. Additionally, I'll work towards technologically upgrading my classroom so that students will have an opportunity to play some of these interactive games that we've been playing this month, particularly Quest Atlantis, to reinforce best behavioral practices that cross-reference interactive gaming as well as instrumental performing, practice, cooperation, and teamwork, for example. It would be neat to include at least one session either within WIMBA or an actual interdisciplinary activity between this degree program, EMD TMS, and students within the gaming design program. Also, it would be neat to receive a major gaming system with the initial Project Launchbox package, PlayStation, Xbox, or one of the portable systems. Outside of this, I believe that the natural progression of gaming technology in general, and educational technology in particular, will necessitate any and all changes that may need to occur. I honestly and absolutely enjoyed every aspect of the course equally. If I had to choose, however, it would simply be the experience of being able to grow in gaming, ability, and knowledge.
Well, in week 1, I learned a lot about how questing and role-playing can play a really big part in motivating and directing education in a new and novel way for students. I wasn't really aware just how effective this could be before this class and before I gave it a shot, and to be honest, I was just a little skeptical, but turned out to be really useful. Week 2, 3, and 4, really as a pretty much totally inexperienced gamer as far as online gaming, I dove in and learned a lot about playing online games such as RuneScape, Quest Atlantis, and World of Warcraft, and they're really challenging at first for someone who's never done it, but slowly addictive. I really enjoyed playing them quite a bit. And additionally, I learned a lot about assessing gaming, giving it a real-world tie-in and a real-world reason for using an education. And now I'm coming to a head with creating my own vision of an educational and educationally based video game. Well, as I just mentioned, the games in this course were quite a challenge for me at first because I really have no experience playing those sorts of games, but they did end up becoming pretty rewarding in the ways that I found myself achieving different things, moving on to different levels, and as I moved along every little bit, it kind of got more interesting, and I really started to buy into the games a whole lot more. There is definitely variance between the games we played, RuneScape, Spore, Quest Atlantis, World of Warcraft, but really they were kind of frustrating and challenging in the beginning, but then as I got better at them, I really started to enjoy them a whole lot more. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I really don't use gaming much at all in my classroom as it is, so I really do intend to try to use a good bit of what I've learned in this class and try to make applications that are feasible and actually add a lot of solid quality to what I'm already doing with my curriculum. I'm really pretty excited about the quest, the first quest I made, because I made it directly related to my field in elementary art, so I really am hoping to try to use that, and if I can get my final project, if I can in some way move that into reality, I would like to try to use that and incorporate my final art video game or online game, MMORPG, in education. I think one of the things that I might include, I don't know if I'd say change, but something that I'd add in there is maybe some case studies or some videos or some kind of empirical evidence of gaming being used in the classroom directly in an educational setting. I know we did talk about it and it's been discussed, but I would be interested in seeing just a couple of videos or maybe some 5 or 6 clips of real-world applications. A lot like the way we saw the YouTube video of the one teacher doing a lesson with aviation, doing role-playing where the students were standing on the compass. That was really helpful. So I'd like to just see some more of those kind of things, specifically related to actual gameplay, like the MMORPGs that we've been using. Videos or documentation on how that relates directly to traditional or more traditional style education. I'll have to say my favorite part of this course, honestly, was when I first was able to get through the frustration and aggravation of not knowing what I was doing at all with some of those games, and finally starting to achieve goals and go on quests and actually do things. That was the most interesting, kind of the most fun part for me, because it was just so frustrating at first because I had no idea. I'm not familiar with this type of gaming. I didn't know what was going on, and then once I started getting it and the gears started turning and it all started fitting into place, then it got pretty fun. That was pretty exciting for me. So I'd definitely say when I started to figure things out inside the games, that was my favorite part of the course.